So let's talk about some shit, man.
Let's do it.
I have this problem when I stream where I just talk about bullshit, like, and I can't help it. Ashley, by the way, thank you, baby, and the locals, love you.
That's not a problem. That's just sort of what we all do, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't help it. So I want to talk about what did you see? So I don't know if you saw this, but so Star Wars had the new Mandalorian episode came out. Keep in mind, I do have to preface this with, I do not. I swore off Star Wars a long time ago. I did this thing called voting with my wallet. So I don't care to continue giving attention to shit that sucks. Right. And it's like a dog, you're right. So if you beat a dog like 10 days in a row and it keeps coming to your front porch, the 11th day, it's probably not going to come back. And that's kind of how I feel. I'm the dog, Jeff. I'm the beating ass dog. And everybody's been tripping balls about this on Twitter and whatnot. Keep in mind,
rightfully so.
God, man. And you know what bums me out about this the most is the fact that it was Jack Black, right? You have Jack Black and you have Lizo. Like, why? Why does Lizo have to do everything that has to do with popular media? What is the enticement in like this fat black lady? Look, and I have nothing.
She's got a hell of a manager. You got to give her that.
That's for damn sure. No, Queen Latifah, kick ass. Love Queen Latifah. She fat black lady. She's great. You know, freaking.
She can act.
Yeah, and what? Whoopi Goldberg before The View, like back in the Sister Act.
Yeah, then she got really fat.
Yeah, but she was great back in the day, right? Has nothing to do with that. Lizzo sucks ass, and they're like, "Here's Thomas Jefferson's flute. You want to play Thomas Jefferson's flute? What? Oh, also, do you want to be in Star Wars for some fucking reason? Have you ever acted? No. It's fine. Just read the cue cards, bitch.
It shows.
I'm sick of this shit. Here, listen to this. Listen to her. Dude, listen to her acting.
Despicable. If that is
Can you hear that?
Doctor calling the stifling slimy.
I beg your pardon.
This planet
I feel like it's too quiet. Can you hear that?
You can hear fine.
Oh, you can't? Oh, shit.
is unrecognizable since he arrived.
I had a feeling you hated me.
I'm disappointed in you, Commissioner. You served my family well. But Captain Bombardier is the love of my life. And I know his heart is true.
Like this, look at this acting. Holy shit.
Oh, I was waiting for the acting to start. Sorry.
In the past, who here among us is not? Is there no room for a little bit of forgiveness in a galaxy so vast?
God, it's worse than like a middle school play.
No, dude, when this is done, we got to go back and dissect this piece by piece because my blood pressure's already right about here. And I don't give a shit about Star Wars anymore, as you said. So I don't know why my blood.
Dude, look at Christopher Lloyd's face. This is how I feel right now.
Right.
I feel like Christopher Lloyd. Like, God.
I am sorry to have disappointed you, my lady. Perhaps someday I can earn such forgiveness.
Katie Sackhoff trying not to laugh.
From your grace.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
For now you must live in exile on the moon of Paraquat. And as for you, Lady Boca.
Like, can we talk about the fact how that Jack Black had like 2 lines and Lizzo has like 5 paragraphs? Like, look, at least give it all to Jack Black. That dude's been doing shit for 50 years. He's a good actor, like in his craft. You know, I love most of the shit he does, and it blows because he's like alongside her in this, and I'm like, fuck.
I grant you audience with our deployment.
All he's doing is standing there. They could have utilized his ass.
I also give to you both our highest honor, the key to Plaisir.
Literally, like it's like she's reading the cue cards, like in front behind the camera as they're filming this.
You will always be welcome in our domed paradise.
Milady.
And to this little one, I grant knighthood.
My God.
You are now a knight of the Ancient Order of Independent Regents.
You know what blows, man? So let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah, tell me the one thing that blows about this. Just tell me the thing that blows.
This little cute fucker that was the whole reason like the entire world was on fire. You remember that? Like, Mandalorian came out and they're like, bro, look at the cute little green bitch. And I'm like, yeah, he's kind of cute, whatever, right? but that can only last for so long. Keep in mind, all right? So this lady right here, so this is Mandalorian season 3, okay? I read a lot of the synopsis for this season. It's actually about her. The whole season's about her being a badass, and she saves Mando like 50 times in every episode.
Yeah.
So he's actually a bitch. He has no lines. He doesn't talk much, and he's just kind of walking around following her. So this is actually...
Well, they've said it's no longer about him as the Mandalorian. Now it's about the Mandalorians, and she's in charge. So the person that they're never supposed to take off their helmet, she never fucking wears a helmet.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, he always has his helmet on.
Yeah.
And no other Mandalorian keeps their helmet on except for the one that builds the shit, and of course the background characters, right? So that's the weird thing. That's the weird thing.
So many problems with this.
Yeah. Anyways,
the first 2 seasons were great. I really, really liked the first season, the episodic nature of it and how things were going. And I'm happy that I didn't start watching season 3 because the first 2 seasons were great. It has a perfect ending. Luke shows up and takes little baby fucking Grogu, whatever his name is, off, and that would make a perfect end for the series.
Yeah.
And then season 3 is out. This is going to be good, I guess, because it's going to be the start of the Luke Skywalker training period. And then I saw the stupid paintball war thing they were having, where they were just like tossing the Baby Yoda doll around and trying to make it look real. And I said, all right, I'll watch a few more synopsises.
That's where he was flipping around like a
dog. Yeah.
My
and I said, I'll watch a few more episodes, and then that came up, and I'm done. I'm not going to watch it.
I watched the first season of Mandalorian, and I watched the second season, but I thought the CG at the end where Luke was in it looked real bad. And now, look, I loved it. I was glad it happened, but I was like, why didn't they just use Sebastian? What's that guy's name? Sebastian Son?
The lookalike.
The guy that he was the Winter Soldier. He looks exactly like Mark Hamill when he was young. Just use that fucking guy. Why do we need Mark Hamill? Like, he's old.
Yeah, people are rebelling in chat. When I say the first 2 seasons were great, I mean they were great for a Star Wars spin-off. Great. I mean, it's not like I was watching Godfather or something.
I like the first season of Mandalorian, and even though a lot of it was kind of just random side shit, but that being said, Sebastian Stan, thank you. That being said, the reason why people like the Mandalorian in the first place, in my opinion, is because we're so used to getting shit on, right?
Yeah.
We're so used to getting shit on that eventually when they started pissing a little, it was kind of refreshing, right? You know, it's kind of, it's clear. It doesn't taste or smell like shit. It's kind of like liquidy. I can clear, get the shit off of my chest that they've been shitting on, so you mistake the piss for like water, but it's actually still piss, right? And I feel like that's the issue is we thought, this is actually not that bad, which means in comparison to everything else that's been coming out lately, it was really good.
And that's the problem. You get to that point in the experience where you don't care that it's mostly piss.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you can't back out of it. But if you remember, this was why people liked The Mandalorian to begin with. They said, oh my God, this is what Star Wars, everything that has anything to do with Star Wars should be. It should be this raw. It should be this, the one-liners occasionally. The dry humor, it should have this action. And it was great. And now look, compare this with the first couple of episodes of the first season.
Yeah.
It goes beyond jumping the shark. And this is where every good series ends, when they start having random people on for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, yeah. They're like, oh, yeah, Lizo, she's popular with like 12-year-old girls, I guess. Let's put her in the show. No one gives a fuck. Like,
the Brady Bunch days, like, the Brady Bunch is okay, cool. Everybody's watching the Brady Bunch. And then suddenly Don Drysdale shows up in the backyard. You're like, what? It's like, Dan Marino, you visited the Brady's? You're like,
running out of ideas, man. Yeah. And now look, Anna, that Star Wars girl, we've had arguments about this in the past. I loved Rogue One. I thought Rogue One was fun. It was dark. Everybody died. It was great. It felt gritty as fuck, and I loved it. And that was the last time I've liked a Star Wars since Revenge of the Sith. So Revenge of the Sith, I loved it. Of course, the 2 prior were a little weird, but as a kid, you like it anyway, as long as there's lightsabers. Revenge of the Sith is still pretty solid. I watched it recently as well, but then you had some bullshit after that. And then, 7 came out, and then Rogue One, and I fucking loved Rogue One. I thought it was great. But then, I told Anna I liked Rogue One. And she's like, oh, Rogue One sucks. You're stupid. And I'm like, what? Bitch? What do you like? Your name's that Star Wars girl, but you apparently hate all Star Wars. What the fuck's your name, Star Wars girl, for? Shouldn't it be that bitch ass girl? Because that's what I feel
I
like.
used to like Star Wars. No, but see, you look, Rogue One had everything in common that made Empire Strikes Back the most successful of the franchise, the most loved of the franchise. You're in some shit. The guys are in peril. People are dying. There's not many cute little fuzzy stupid things to sell to children in the stores, and it gets you in the dark mode, and there's consequences to what's happening.
Yeah,
and that's what people like.
Unsung Hero says this is on brand for Star Wars. The acting has always been awful. It's a feature, not a. It's not always been awful. I mean,
it's never been this bad. Come on.
The little kid in Phantom Menace is pretty bad. And Hayden Christensen was pretty bad in the second one, but he got better in Revenge of the Sith. I feel like
he got better until the last 5 seconds. The no scene.
No. Oh my God!
Well, after that, he was in some movie where he was playing one of those patients that is still conscious. He can't even lay on a table well. That's how bad of an actor he is. He can't lay on a table and pretend to be in a coma.